What's up, gang? Stephen Marshall from themanslife.com. Today I want to talk about a mindset that Navy SEALs use to basically do things that seem impossible. And I want to start by talking about a time a few years ago when I loaded up the family and we were going to my daughter's softball tournament. And we had to leave at about 6 o'clock in the morning. It was a one-day tournament and it was about an hour and a half away. And one-day tournaments are simply the worst. Depending on how many teams are entered and if your team's good, you know it's just going to be an all-day and all-night affair. Well, sure enough, our team does really well. We win the tournament and we finish up about 11:30 or midnight. And I'm driving us back home. It's about 1 in the morning and I am absolutely exhausted, just worn out. At that point I've been up for about 19 straight hours, outside all day. And so just worn out. And I start thinking to myself, if I was a Navy SEAL in the middle of Hell Week, I would not be on my way home to a good warm bed, getting ready to get a good night's sleep. If you know anything about Navy SEALs and about Hell Week is part of the SEAL training program where it's the hardest. And it's a week where the SEAL trainers basically use a lack of sleep to weed out the people that can't make it through the program. And it starts on a Sunday, and the SEALs don't sleep Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, or Wednesday night. They get about a 90-minute nap on Thursday afternoon of Hell Week. And so I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't know if I could make it. I was exhausted and I was in a warm car, a climate-controlled vehicle, just sitting down. I was not on a cold, wet beach where I was doing push-ups and sit-ups and running, carrying a rubber boat over my head, with someone screaming at me to do more and go faster. And so the idea that I was in my exhausted state, not going to sleep that night or the next night or the next night or the next night, it just seemed overwhelming. So how is it that SEALs do it? How do they get through that? Well, it's not simply about being physically strong. Yes, you need to be physically strong to be a SEAL, and you need to have some endurance, no doubt about it. But guys show up at SEAL training all the time they look like they're carved out of granite. They look like Greek statues, strong and fit and muscular. And guess what? A lot of them tap out the very first day. They don't even make it to Hell Week. And the reason why is because of their mindset. They're not mentally tough. And so what the SEALs do to make it through Hell Week, on that first night when they're exhausted and they know that they're not going to get any sleep until, 3.5 or 4 days later, what they do to make it through is they break down their time into manageable periods. And that takes a lot of mental toughness, because if you're not mentally tough, you start thinking ahead. And you start thinking about the entire week and you get overwhelmed and you want to quit. And so what they do is they just say, all right, if I can just make it to breakfast, I'll survive. Because the SEALs are required to eat 3 meals a day. And so they just think, if I can just make it to breakfast, if I can just make it to lunch, if I can just make it to dinner, I'll be all right. And then as the week goes on, those time periods get smaller and smaller. It's not if I can make it to the next meal, it's, all right, if I can just finish this run, if I can just finish this set of push-ups or sit-ups or this boat carry or this log carry or this swim. And then it gets even smaller and smaller. If I can just take the next step, one more step, 1 foot in front of the other, and just keep going. And they do that enough until at some point the drill instructor blows his whistle and says, all right, you guys, you got 90 minutes, go take a nap. And if at any point they start looking too far ahead, they're going to quit. Because during SEAL training, they want you to quit. The whole point of the training is to weed out the people who are not strong enough mentally to make it. The instructors have this big bell that they put on a truck, and it goes everywhere that the SEALs go. And if you want to quit, all you do is you ring that bell and you tap out and you're done. And they make it incredibly easy for you to quit. When those SEALs are out there cold and wet and tired, their instructors have fresh donuts, fresh coffee, a warm truck, and just let them know, look, all you got to do is go ring the bell. Go ring this bell and you'll have donuts, coffee. We'll put you in the truck and go get you a good warm shower, and all your misery can be over. But guess what? If they ring that bell, not only is their misery over, but their dream's over. They're not going to be a SEAL. And so they make it through that hell by having the mental toughness not to look too far ahead, but staying laser-like focused on just the small, manageable task that's in front of them. Now, what's that mean for us? The easiest way to think about it is in our workouts. If we start looking too far down the road and thinking, oh man, I got 5 workouts this week. All right, I've got to do this, I got to do that. Man, that's really hard, that's really painful. I got to do my cardio. I didn't get good sleep. I got all this stuff going on at work. My kids have all this stuff going on. If we start looking at it like that, then it becomes like Hell Week and it becomes overwhelming. We've got to stay laser focused on what's in front of us for that day. You don't have to do tomorrow's workout today. You just have to do today's workout. So just tell yourself, look, all I got to do is survive today's workout. That's all I have to do. And again, that time frame may start getting shorter as you get in the middle of it. I just got to survive this set and I'll be done. And it may get to the point where it's just, I just got to do this one last rep and I'll be done. But however it goes, stay laser focused on the next step, because that's all we can do. But the good news is that's all we have to do. And there will be new energy for the new tasks later on. So that's the word for today. That's how the SEALs do it. That's how we're going to do it. That's how they win. That's how we're going to win. That's the word for today. Have a great one. I'm out.